Well, good evening and welcome to the Junior Footy and Netball Show. And I tell you what, it's been a huge week in football and netball, and the culmination of the big grand final, the first one we've had in 3 seasons, was last Sunday at the Reed Oval, and what a magnificent day it was. As I say, a very good evening to Reggie Mast. Reg, how are you, big fella?
Yeah, I'm going pretty well, thanks.
Mate, looking a treat and going a treat by the looks of it. And Ruby Couch as well, mate. Rubes, how are you?
Yeah, very good, thank you. Yourself?
I'm fantastic. So looking forward to it. Now listen, it was a fantastic day at the Reed Oval on Sunday. Great crowd, wasn't there, Rubes? It was awesome to see.
Yeah, definitely. At the netball and at the footy, there was just, a lot of people, and it was good for everyone to get behind the juniors, and especially because we haven't had any competitions, any final competitions the last few years. Yeah, it was really good atmosphere.
Reg, got to say the same, mate. First time we've really seen big crowds at the Reed Oval, and it was just a wonderful day. The weather turned it on, didn't it?
Yeah, it was great weather, which is good. The whole facility was filled up with numbers, which will be good in the future with cars parked up there too.
Absolutely magnificent. So let's recap the results from last week. Now, Rubes, you went over to the netball and had a bit of a look. In the under-13 reserves, Koroit defeated Hampden 22-15. Ali Langdon from the Koroit Saints was named best on court. A really good victory here by the Koroit girls.
Yeah, definitely. It's really promising for Koroit seniors, especially just such good juniors coming up through the ranks.
Yeah, absolutely it is. They've just got a wonderful organisation out there. In the under-14 footy, Reg, this is a cracking game. There was a massive crowd, a big following with Terang Morlake. I reckon the whole town was up there last week. Good on them. Fantastic to see. And the young bloods, as they call them, 11-5-71 defeated Hampden 5-2-32. Joshy Slater took out the Danny O'Leary medal, but this was a really high-quality game of under-14 footy, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it's really good for Terang being such a small town and maybe struggling a bit over the years in juniors. It's really good for the town to get around them and win a premiership.
And the good thing is too, their senior footy, they kind of finished the season on a high. They've obviously got some really good kids coming through, so there's plenty of upside up there with the Bloods.
Yeah, they definitely have a lot of young senior players and had a really good second half of the year. I know they pushed us really hard the second time we played them, so it's good for them.
Now listen, what about the under-15 reserves, I should say, Rubes? This is a cracking game too, against the arch enemy, of course. South Warrnambool took on the Warrnambool Blues. Roosters 23 defeated Warrnambool 15. Olivia Cope was named best on court. This was a really high standard game of netball and a big crowd over there too, Ruby.
Yeah, it was a great game. Everyone got behind it. South ended up pulling away with the win, but both teams had such accurate shooters, and I know the best on court winner was Olivia. She had really good hands over and got a lot of intercepts for Warrnambool, which changed the game dramatically.
And I reckon this was a reverse result, because I reckon Warrnambool got South in the second semi-final, so they were good enough to come out and turn the table.
Yeah, it was. Exactly.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Now listen, what was the party like up at Roosterland Sunday night, I should say? Did they get a few back up there at the club? I think it was presentation night and that as well, Rubes.
Yeah, I went up there for my little brother, but yeah, there was a great turnout. The whole room was filled, so yeah.
Fantastic. They would have been pretty happy. They've had a wonderful year too, the South Roosters in the under-15 reserves netball, so well done to them. In the footy, Reg, a really high standard game of football this was. I snuck up there and I was impressed with both teams. A fair bit of quality across the field. We know that big Rango, Willie Rantel, he won one of the medals, and of course Ollie Harris won the other medal, which is the Ray Russell medal, I think was Will Rantel, and the VCFL medal was Ollie Harris. But the Roosters 13-5-83 just got over the line. Warrnambool 12-6-78. It was an absolute belting game of footy. Blues kind of kicked out to a little bit of a lead, and the Roosters just plugged away and got themselves back into the contest.
Yeah, it was really good. Blues obviously came out for banging, got on top early, and then South was just back and forth the whole day, so it was good to see a good contest.
Yeah, my oath it was, and just good kicking too. The skills were really good. Little Joey Madigan kicked the first goal of the game. It was an absolute cracker. I was impressed with Rango. He's very, very good. Couldn't get much past the big fella at centre half back. He was enormous all day. I was also impressed with, is it Bailey Osborne?
Yeah.
Forward, mate, number 3. I reckon he's got some ability. Of course, his old man, Big Aussie, played alongside. Actually, he was my assistant coach back in the day. Big Damien Osborne. I think he goes around a basketball, doesn't he, too?
Yeah, he does, yeah.
He's certainly a player to watch, mate. And for the Blue Baggers, your side, mate, who were some of your better players, do you reckon, Reg?
I'd say our captain, Jaden Wells, he stepped up a lot for the boys, showed some good leadership. And Sam Carter kicked 3 goals in the first quarter, started out real well for us.
Yeah, now it was a really good game of football, I reckon. I don't know whether you got to see much of it, Ruse, but it was a high standard. Conditions were absolutely perfect, weren't they?
Yeah, they sure were.
Yeah, good stuff. And as I said, it was a really good crowd. So well done to the Hampden Football Netball League. Well done to Southwest TAFE too. They've been sponsoring all year, and it's just wonderful to have them on board. I don't know whether you've seen some of the premiership photos, but they've got the hats and stuff on. Really look magnificent. And even later on in the night, the boys were still and the girls were still wearing their hats, which is just awesome to see. So well done to everyone that participated right throughout the final series. To be honest, it was a really competitive final series, and it's a credit to all teams, all coaches, and all players involved, that is for sure. And it was just a really great day on Sunday. So well done to everybody. Now listen, let's turn our attention to this weekend, of course, and we've got finals starting in the senior footy and netball. And we're going to go to the netball first, Rubes. And we've got Scarlett O'Donnell from the Koroyd Saints. They're going to week off in the under-17 netball. And Scarlett's been kind enough to join us. Scarlett, how are you, mate?
Yeah, well, thank you. How are you?
Fantastic. And how are you feeling? You're probably feeling all right, to be honest, because you don't have to do much this weekend. You just got to sit back and see who you play next week.
Yeah, so we get the week off this week because we finished on top, which was really exciting. And then we'll see who we play on the weekend. The girls, we're going to get down to a couple of the games on the weekend just to support the Saints, and then see who we'll play against the following week.
Who would you say has been your toughest competition so far?
Yeah, so probably Cobden is our main competition. Then there's probably like South and Terang. They've always given us a bit of a challenge. Yeah, so main probably Cobden though.
Have you done anything different at training this week, like done a bit more, gone a bit harder because there's no game this weekend?
Yeah, so we'll train tomorrow night. I think our coaches, we've sort of want to get more sort of connected as a team, and we're going to do a few like sort of games that way, and sort of a bit more communicate a bit more on and off the court. But yeah, we'll certainly push a bit harder in training as well.
I know you've represented the league at further competitions and even Greater Western Region. Who would you say has been your favourite coach or your biggest influence on your game?
Yeah, well, there's heaps of ladies out there that have coached, like especially at Koroyd. We've got heaps of girls out there that always give advice and things like that. But Renee McNamara has been awesome with Hampden and Sophie Hinkley. They've all been very well, very good, yeah.
Just an amazing football netball club, Koroyd, isn't it, Scarlett, to be honest? And you know, you can kind of, you know, go anywhere in that club and you've just got people to look up to and to aspire to, haven't you? There's just so many wonderful people that have been involved, you know, Stacey Batt, of course, over the journey, or Stacey O'Sullivan. You know, there's just so many, Kate Foster. There's so many girls that have just been superstars in their own right out of that club for such a long period of time.
Yeah, exactly. It's like so good. Like at 17's training, and even like in our senior training, there's always girls there giving advice and always, you know, trying to help you out and what you can improve on and what you could do more to help in the game ahead. Yeah. Now
listen, Cobden are taking on Camperdown in the qualifying final. So you're going to play the winner. I'm going to put you on the spot here. Who do you reckon is going to be the toughest team to beat, Scarlett?
I would have to say Cobden, but Camperdown are a really strong team as well. They've pushed us as well. I forgot to say that earlier. Yeah, they've got some really good players that will definitely push us in the finals as well.
I know you also play cricket. How do you go balancing both sports?
Yeah, it's not too bad. The crossover sometimes gets in the way a bit, but mainly stick to cricket in the summer and then try and just focus mainly on netball in the winter. Yeah, my netball would be my first choice, so always try and do that and then get to cricket when I can.
What position have you been playing in the netball this year?
I've mainly played in the mid-court, so centre, wing defence. Then occasionally I'll play the wing attack role, which is always fun to get down the attack area.
Well, I'll tell you what, mate, we appreciate your time tonight. Good luck, not this weekend, the following weekend for you, Scarlett. I know you must be looking forward to the final series, that is for sure, and we certainly wish you all the best of luck. But thanks for joining us, mate.
No, thank you. Very exciting for the next couple of weeks.
Awesome.
Thank you.
What a superstar, mate. She's a beauty.
Yeah, she's a great player, very hard to play on, and has represented the league multiple times, and just goes to show how good Croyd are at the moment.
Yeah, my oath. And of course, in the qualifying final on Saturday, which is going to be played out at Croyd, Cobden taking on Camperdown. Going to be a cracking game of netball in the under-17s, Rubes.
Yeah, I think that will be one of the toughest games, excluding the grand final. I think both teams are so strong, and especially knowing each other, it just makes the game go to the next step.
And then on Sunday, elimination final, it's your turn to step out onto the court. You're taking on the Hamilton Kangaroos. Tell us about how you've gone against the Kangaroos this year, Rubes.
In our first game, we won to Hamilton by 1, and then in our second game, throughout the whole game, it was up and down, but they ended up winning by about 3 or 4 in the end.
Right.
Having a player out makes it a bit hard, but hopefully this week we'll have everyone back and be ready to go.
It's going to be game on, and the weather doesn't look too bad on Sunday, to be honest. So I think it freshens up a little bit. So which is going to be really good. So looking forward to this next couple of weeks, and Rubes, hopefully you can go deep at the Roosters, mate.
Yeah, I'm hoping to. We've got such more improvement since the start of the year. So hopefully we can take that into the final.
Yeah, beautifully done. Well, let's move along now and start talking elimination finals in the under-18.5 football. And Fergus McCoy from the Warrnambool Blues, teammate of the great Reggie Mast, has been kind enough to join us. Fergus, how are you, buddy?
Yeah, doing good, thank you.
Made a couple of cameos in that first little segment too, mate. We kind of kept panning back to you there, buddy. But lucky you weren't doing anything you shouldn't have been, Fergus.
Just trying to keep still and not do anything embarrassing.
Hey, listen, mate, tell us about your year, what position you play, and the Blue Baggers heading into a final this weekend.
It's been a pretty up and down sort of year. Had some great wins here and there. Been playing a fair bit in the midfield and swapping down half back, and every now and again, Timmy Hunt, my coach, gives me a chance to go down forward and try to snag a goal, which is always fun.
What's it been like playing South throughout the home and away season?
Early on in the year, it was a pretty close game. Pretty unlucky to just lose it, and then a couple of weeks ago, in some wet weather footy down at South, got the win, which was unreal.
What are you most looking forward to this weekend?
Probably just playing a tough, hard game against South Warrnambool. They're always a good matchup. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's a rivalry, isn't it? You know, that's spanned for decades, to be honest. The Warrnambool Blues and the South Warrnambool Roosters over the journey. And, like the under-16 grand final, of course, they went up against each other, and it was a 5-point victory to the Roosters. There's a fair bit of history, and Timmy Hunt has certainly been part of that, your coach, mate. He's a beauty, isn't he?
Yeah, he's unreal, Timmy. He looks after us boys, always pushing us to get better, and he loves coming up against South, a bit of heat in it, so hopefully we get the win this weekend.
Who's some of the players on Warrnambool side to look out for this weekend?
Oh, definitely our skipper, Finn Radley. He kicked 10 against Port Fairy the other week, and he's always a great mark.
Who would you say who would you say are the strongest players in the South team?
I think Henry Rhodes, he's just come back from a foot injury, but he's been in good form. I think he kicked 7 against Trang the other week, so it looks like hot property on the weekend.
Do you reckon someone might get the task on him, mate? Or do you reckon you'll just go head-to-head and just let it all play out? What do you reckon, Fergus?
Maybe a bit of both. I could find myself hopefully playing on him. Good mate with Henry, so I'd like the battle, but also try win my own footy as well.
Awesome. It's do or die, mate. You just you lose on Sunday and it's season over. It's effectively a massive game, isn't it, mate? No doubt that's been spoken about during the week.
Definitely. Timmy's brought it up. It's a must-win game, and it's always nice to beat South, especially if we can do it in a final too.
Awesome. I'll tell you what, Fergus, we appreciate your time, mate. Good luck on Sunday. Gardens Oval, Port Fairy. You're taking on the arch enemy in the South Warrnambool Roosters, mate. And I'd say you're going to be missing this bloke to my left. He'll be running around in the 2 o'clock elimination final, but you wouldn't mind having him run around with you, I reckon, come Sunday, buddy.
Nah, it's great having Reg in the 18 side, but it's always better seeing him play some great footy in the senior team. But cheers, guys. Hopefully get the win this weekend.
Good on you, mate. Appreciate your time. He's a good young kid, buddy. And, mate, I must ask you, was there any bit of discussion about where you might have played? Like, are you always going to be playing in the senior game?
I wasn't too sure last week coming into whether I was going to be playing under 18s or seniors, so I got the text on Friday being on the extended bench and said I was playing, and then played on the weekend, so I'm not sure if I've qualified for the 18s or not, but yeah, see how we go.
And mate, I reckon you were second best, or might have even been first best last weekend, were you?
Yeah, I was lucky enough to get second best, which was good.
Good on you. How do you reckon you're going to go on Sunday in the under 18s?
Yeah, no, it'll be a good hit out. Definitely last time we got on top of them in the 18s, which is good for them. Gives them some confidence coming into this final, I think.
And what about the qualifying final on Saturday, which is out at Victoria Park in Croydon? Hamilton Kangaroos, North Warrnambool Eagles. Who will win that one, Reg?
I think that'll be a good game. I'm not sure if Hamilton had a few senior boys qualify or not. When they have a full side in, they're really strong, and North are good too, so that'll be a good hit out.
Beautifully done. Well, I'll tell you what, it's going to be a cracking first week of the finals. I'm really looking forward to the next 3 or 4 weeks, guys. It is going to be on, and it is going to be a magnificent final series, that is for sure. The Fresher Fruit Juice final series, a great supporter, a great sponsor of the Hampden Football Netball League. You can see the football just up there too, and we thank Fresher. They've been involved in the league for such a long period of time. We also thank McDonald's, of course, and Ruby will be heading there. What's the go-to meal tonight, Rubes?
Oh, maybe just a hot chocolate for the cold night.
Hot chocolate and a chocolate sundae, I'm tipping, for Rubes, just before she gets out there for netball training tonight. And Powercor, of course, another wonderful sponsor of the Hampden Football Netball League. And we can't forget Southwest TAFE, of course. The junior finals were absolutely sensational, especially that grand final last weekend. Good luck on Sunday, mate. We wish you all the best of luck, and hopefully the Roosters can get the W.
Thank you. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, I bet you are. And Reg, good luck to you, mate. You're playing in the senior elimination final. You're taking on the Portland Tigers, buddy. It is going to be an absolute cracking game at the Gardens Oval, mate. And as I said before, conditions are looking pretty good. You must be pretty excited.
Yeah, definitely really pumped to play my first final in a few years' time, especially being a senior final. It'll be a good hit out.
Good on you, mate. Well, I'll tell you what, wish you both all the best of luck. And we'll see you at the footy and the netball this weekend.